Welcome to Retrobot, the YouTube channel where we feed a friendly space robot a diet of pure nostalgia. I'm Clay and I'm back. It has been like, what, a year since our last live stream? Maybe 2 years? It's been 2 weeks. Just for those who haven't been paying attention. It's been 2 weeks, but it feels like 2 years. I'm sorry. I've been traveling for work, and you know, some of it's been good. I mean, some of it's been good, but I am back in the saddle, and tonight we are going to talk about the guy who is three times that of the other Decepticons. It is Blitzwing. That's right. We got Blitzwing in the house, or in the studio, or we got Blitzwing in front of the camera. We've got a bunch of Blitzwings. That's what we're doing. We got a bunch of Blitzwings. But before we talk about Blitzwings, let's do a little show and tell. So we got stuff in. We got stuff, and in case you're wondering, yes, the goal is to get a bunch more peeks and pokes reviews and short circuits reviews, and most likely you will see this stuff in those reviews very, very soon. I haven't recorded them yet, so yeah, we'll see. So we've got Holiday Optimus Prime. Ding 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 ding. Yeah, so yeah, we got Prime here, and for those who don't know, I'm calling it here. This is going to be the mold used for a legacy hero Optimus Prime, the one from Gen 2 that had the pump action missile. That's where I see this going, and I'm really hoping. Okay, I keep hoping. I was talking to Nathan Fillion about this. This has to happen because the Amazon trucks look a lot like this. So when are we getting a repaint of Optimus Prime? This will do nicely, done in Amazon colors, and then it's Amazon Prime. I mean, Amazon Prime, right? Everybody, come on, don't leave me hanging here. Don't leave me hanging. Yeah, say yes. Just nod at your screen, okay? Retrobot can tell if you're nodding. So yeah, we need this mold, this whole combination. Yes, the crappy ass trailer that's tremendously disappointing. I'll buy yet another one. Hasbro, you will get me to get like a 6th version of this crappy ass trailer if you repaint it as Amazon Prime. And we know that you're not above doing it. You made Optimus Prime into a sneaker, okay? Don't tell me that you're not willing to make him into an Amazon truck. So anyway, so that's one thing. Let me move. I'm trying to move stuff out of the way because I've kind of boxed myself in with stuff. All right, here. This can go over here. Yeah, there we go. Oh, don't roll off the box. Don't roll off the box. We don't need any more tragedies today. And aren't you glad that I decided to wear pants? You know, this is, every now and then you get the wild hair. It's like, hey, wouldn't it be funny to do a live stream in my underwear and nobody would even be able to tell? And then, you know, then for some reason you spill hot coffee on your lap, or there's snakes all of a sudden, and you jump up and whoa, nobody wanted to see that. So anyway, yes, I'm wearing pants. Also, we got G.I. Joe Bumblebee, huh? G.I. Joe Transformers Bumblebee, just got him in last night, and this is definitely going to be a peeks and pokes and a short circuits review. And
now we know.
And knowing is half the battle.
And didn't we order like the thing for this too, and it's not in yet or something? Yes, and we were hoping to have the original version of this vehicle in to compare to for the videos. It looks like that's not gonna happen. I know, shocker. But that's okay. You know, once I get it in, then maybe I'll do a longer review. I don't know. Maybe I'll do a special about G.I. Joe and Transformers together. Who knows? We'll figure it out. But yeah, we've got Bumblebee here. And you know, they like putting the robot chests on the back. You know, Megatron had his whole torso right in the back of the HISS tank, and then they had to cover it with just a shield. They Hasbro and their freaking shields. I mean, I guess they're expanding their repertoire. It's not a gun or a sword. It's all, you know, you can also get shields. And it also comes with a Striker figure. This isn't the figure because they sealed it in a blister card that you have to destroy in order to get the figure out. I realize that that's very retro, but you know what? I'm not digging it. I'm not digging it. So Hasbro, this is for you, okay? Yeah, watching you, Hasbro. So here we go. We'll put this over here. Just stay. All right, so that wants to stay. That's good. This is cool. Okay, so Monica, I've mentioned this before. She loves going to D&E Collectibles. Hi, D&E Collectibles! And if you're ever in the Pittsburgh area, they don't sponsor us, but I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I should just throw out the shout out anyway. If you're ever in the Pittsburgh area, in the neighborhood of, what is that, Sharpsburg? Yeah, that's Sharpsburg. D&E Collectibles is our favorite local retro toy store. It's awesome, and the guys there are awesome.
Roger.
Thank you. Thank you. But of course, right in the front of the store, they have a big bin of miscellaneous, like, it's the junk bin. Let's just call it what it is. It's the junk bin. It's the toys that are missing parts, toys that are broken, pieces of toys, weapons that have been long separated from their toys. Well, Monica combs through the junk bin all the time, and she recently got the horse, which was the last thing that she needed to complete Usagi Yojimbo. He's in his samurai armor with his dragon mask, his swords, the horse is on armor. I mean, this is complete, all from like digging in the parts bin for the last year. And I think that what happens is they'll get stuff in large quantities. You know, somebody will just sell their entire toy collection, and you know, they'll get these kinds of things all the time, and then they'll get stuff that's missing pieces or separated from their pieces. And as they find stuff that they can't sell as complete, then if it's not worth the trouble, they just put it in the bin. And so you keep your eyes open, and eventually it is possible to get an entire complete gorgeous thing for pennies on the dollar for what it would cost. Like, I don't know how much it would cost to get this complete on eBay. I suspect that we paid less. I strongly suspect that we paid less. So yeah, Usagi Yojimbo. Also stuff, you know, I'm going to give you Usagi Yojimbo because I don't want to lose all those pieces that you've worked so hard to collect. Also, thank you to Colleen. Colleen sent Monica presents. And we got a genuine Star Wars Sabacc set, so like we can start gambling like with the rest of the galaxy, and you know, like maybe I could win a Millennium Falcon. Well, not the Millennium Falcon, but I could probably win like a YT. What was it? A YT 138, something like that. So you know, here's the deck of cards. We've just gotten this today. So well, there go the dice. There's no more dice now.
Everything's perfectly all right now. We're fine. We're all fine here now. Thank you. How are you?
So thank you, Colleen. We also got Mantis Falls, like a cooperative game that's only really cooperative. Sometimes I'm looking forward to this. I don't even know what it is. But this sold me on it. So that's really cool. Thank you, Colleen. We love you and miss you, and wish you and everyone happy holidays, Merry Christmas, happy Chris Mahana Kwanzaa, and have a joyous Festivus for the rest of us. Whichever is your flavor of celebrating in the middle of the crappiest time of year. So, all right, let's see. Reminder, we have paused our Patreon for the month of December as our way of saying thank you to our patrons. You can spend your money on more important things than this. So thank you to patrons, and Merry Chris Mahana Kwanzaa Festivus, everything that I just said.
This is the way.
This is the way.
Oh, this is cool. This is the way. So this is cool. I didn't know this. Everything on our that's the wrong thing. Wait a minute here. I guess I need to stop searching for what the meanings of people's comments are when I get like just a one-word comment and I want to see if it's spam, and it always is. So here we go. There we go. So let's try that again. Everything on our TeePublic site is 35% off for Black Prime Day. Oh, is that what this slide is supposed to say? No. Oh, okay. Is it 35 or 40? 35? Okay. So everything is 35% off on our TeePublic site, and you can see Monica's newest shirt for Hills, because Hills is where the toys are. Minutes from the mall. I don't know. Monica loved Hills. When she was a kid, Hills was where she got most of her toys. Now, I didn't have a Hills in the DuBois area. There was no Hills, but we still got their commercials. And those rat bastards would start advertising for back to school at the beginning of July. So I did not love Hills. I kind of wanted to punch Hills in the face when I was a kid. But they don't exist now. I guess I can let go of the anger. Can I let go of the anger? We'll see. We'll see. Yeah. You know what? If you're still out there somewhere, Hills, if you'd maybe if you had just waited until August to start your back to school nonsense, maybe you'd still exist right now. Think about that. Yeah. So anyway, we also have birthdays. We have birthdays. Happy birthdays. Today is Cadence Fillion's birthday. A happy birthday to Cadence. And also, it is Joy's birthday, and I haven't seen her in the chat yet, but we're going to wish her a happy birthday anyway because we love you, Joy, and you might watch this. So, all right. So let's see. We need to. Are we going to sing and then teleport? Sing and then teleport. Okay. So here we go. So this is to Joy and Cadence. Oh, my ukulele birthday and a bucket of cake. My ukulele birthday and a bucket of cake. Oh, my ukulele birthday and a bucket of cake. My ukulele birthday and a bucket of cake. recently I got to see Cadence actually live and in person. It was lots of fun. I was glad to see you and your family, Cadence. I hope that you're having a happy birthday. And a bucket of cake. My Euclid birthday and a bucket of cake. I don't think I've ever met Joy in person. Have I met Joy in person at like a convention or anything? I don't think I have. But still have a happy birthday and a bucket of cake. My Euclid birthday and a bucket of cake. Happy birthday, Joy and Cadence! And now we need to... Retrobot, if you would man the teleporter, I'm going to switch over to our teleportation cam, and I just need you to operate the teleportation machine. It looks like the teleportation machine is still just a Retrobot logo, though. Maybe the teleportation. Oh wait, okay, here we go. All right, can you send them? Both cake, and you might be able to do it all with one. Just split the signal. Good job, good job. All right, well, that should have, assuming your coordinates were correct. Both Joy and Cadence will have just received cupcakes, and they will they should materialize now. And if not, then they might be in Cleveland, Tennessee. Did anybody else know that Tennessee had a Cleveland? I got to go to Cleveland, Tennessee this week. It was actually a much nicer place than I expected. I didn't know what to think. You hear Cleveland and Tennessee, and it's like, oh, wait, what? And no, it was nice. It seems like a growing area, and the people that I was working with were really, really cool and very smart and enthusiastic. I actually had a good time with them, but I am glad to be home. And so there's a chance that the cupcakes ended up in Cleveland, Tennessee. That's really what because of quantum mechanics, it's wibbly wobbly, timey wimey, teleporty, extorty. I don't know, but I also have I'm gonna share a little cupcake with me. So here we go. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. So that's a happy birthday to Cadence and Joy. Yeah, that's I love people's birthdays. This is my way of giving back to the community, is celebrating people's birthdays on the live stream. I'm pretty swell. Yep. This is just an excuse for me to eat a cupcake, honestly. I mean, we all know that, right? All right. Oh, I'm sorry. You know what? You're not left out. Just so you know, I'm not leaving you out. Here you go, pal. Wait, there we go. We got a little bit of cupcake wrapper right here. There you go, huh? What? It's not like you can eat cake anyway. When he kills me in my sleep, you'll know why. So anyway, all right. So let's do some toast. I'm trying to think of which refreshment will taste best chasing cupcake, whether it's my diet green tea or Coke zero sugar. Oh, zero sugar, that'll taste best after cupcake. Okay. I could mix them together. No, nobody wants that. So, here we go. So, a toast to Rob. Ooh. Yeah. Tastes exactly as I thought it would. A toast to Dawn. A toast to Daniel Evans. A toast to Colleen. A toast to Nathan, Connie, Lyric, and Cadence. Happy birthday, Cadence. A toast to Angry Vikings. And a toast and a welcome to Osaka Jack. All right, welcome everyone. We are gonna have fun tonight on this BLITZSTREAM. Oh, wrong button. There we go. BLITZSTREAM. Yeah, look at that. We got Blitzwing, 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 and we should have another Blitzwing. There's not as many Blitzwings here as we wanted, but we'll deal with that. We're dealing with it. I mean, hey, it could be delivered while we're on the stream here, right? No, not at all. So, all right, I'm just moving the other Blitzwings out of the way so that we can focus on the first star of the evening, the triple changer himself. Let me get a different riser because I want to. Here, get him a little bit closer. There we go. Yeah. I have little white boxes, and my little white boxes are an important part of our program here tonight. So let's just move that right there. Oh, you know what? I'll use the Lazy Susan. So here we go. We have a Lazy Susan. Why not use the Lazy Susan? Oh, now that box is too high. Wait a minute here. This is a stream all about putting different boxes in front of the camera. There we go. There we go. There he is. It is Blitzwing. We'll zoom in on him. And he looks good. So this is actually Dawn's Blitzwing. So thank you again, Dawn, for donating your collection to my collection. I did a little cleanup on him before the stream. He had some bad sticker issues. His stickers were peeling. Some of them were torn. He's still got some of the ones that don't look too bad, but some of the Decepticon stickers you couldn't even see. You know, like they're pretty much just silver shapes, and so I replaced those with some water decals, and I think the water decals look pretty good. Like you can see one here on the front, and it's looking very, very nice. I've never done water decals before, so that was cool. He's still got his jet turbine stickers, so those would have been put on by Mr. Brickwode himself. And this is his tank mode. And now notice how I'm showing him. This is not the way that I played with him when I was a kid. I always had the turret facing the other direction, and I used this as the front of the tank. And the cartoon always showed this as the front of the tank. But you can see from the mold, and I believe that it was Rob that let us in on this little secret. I want to say it was Rob who first mentioned that actually this is supposed to be the front of the tank. And you can see that there's like little molded in headlights here, and it's tapered down like it would be at the front. So it's obvious that yes, this is intended to be the front of the tank, but boy, having the turbines in the front really makes it look like the back. See, that's what throws me off. When I look at this, I think that says back of tank, and so of course I think like most people, especially since the cartoon kind of told us that to do it this way, would have him like this, and then you've got a bad case of visible cockpit syndrome with the front of the tank. So, you know, whichever way you want to use him, this is the tank mode. Rob didn't mention that? So, oh, okay. Well, maybe if you didn't, then it was one of you guys, somebody that is always like giving me the information that I should have but don't. So maybe that's just me kind of assuming that it was you, but I don't know. Anyway, let me go back. So what Monica has on the screen here, and I can switch views here. This is the Diaclone version. Yes, I was hoping for that. And honestly, like, I look at this and it makes sense. I mean, you know, we have a gray jet and we have a green tank, and that's, you know, that is the traditional coloring for tanks and jets. And hey, isn't it cool that they designed a toy that not only turns into two different vehicles, but also completely different color schemes for those vehicles. I mean, the engineering on this toy is actually really, really impressive, and you know, it's not that complicated, but it is a toy that completely changes its identity through the different three forms. I mean, you know, they really did a fantastic job of creating something that transforms, like truly and earnestly transforms the tank, especially when you have the tank as it's intended with the thrusters in the front and the cockpit of the jet in the back. The tank just looks like a tank. And you know, that's yeah, you look at this guy and he looks like a tank. And what's also nice is that you have the turret here, which swivels a full 360 degrees. Actually, wait here. Yeah, I had the barrel in a little bit. I wish that there was elevation on the gun barrel. You know, that would be nice. But this is a Gen 1 toy, and it had 3 modes. Like how much do we want? So that's pretty cool. We've got some nice molded in treads. Of course, they aren't real treads. They're just really pictures of treads, painting of treads, but they're still nicely done. Little rollers, so it rolls as rolling things should. Oh wait, that's somebody else's. Originally, this is designed to turn from a Type 74 assault tank, and then the jet mode is a Soviet MiG-25 fighter, and then he has his robot mode, which is kind of a brick. But still, you know, this is a cool tank mode. It's very, very playable, and it looks good. You know, I'm willing to forgive the visible cockpit syndrome. Like honestly, that's a good-looking tank. And especially when I was a kid, I was very happy with this tank mode. I do like these colors better. You know, maybe it's just because this is what I'm familiar with, but I think that as a tan and purple tank, he's more interesting than green and gray. So yeah, that is the tank mode. Turning him into a jet is really not difficult. We've got the wings that just fold out from the sides here, so we can just snap those right around there. I'm going to back off just a little bit to give us some room to move, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side, and they click into place. We've got the cockpit. I know it's really cleverly disguised, but the cockpit is right there, and then it's going to flip around, and yes, we have visible head syndrome. maybe the camera doesn't even want to look at it. Come on, camera. Stop playing with me, camera. Yeah, come on. There's nothing else for you to focus on. There, we do have visible head syndrome. We have some landing gear here, so we're gonna flip out the landing gear and see they have these don't roll. They're wheel shapes, but they're just shapes, and so those go on the back.
You've got mail.
And then the gun barrel is supposed to be. Wait here. You kind of push it in. There you go. And then we just flip it upside down. Oh, we also have to get the tails. But before we get the tails, Dawn says, "Oh, sure, you're gonna break my Blitzwing on stream." Daniel Evans says, "Woohoo! I had this one and Perceptor." So, taking these comments in order, I am not going to break yours, Dawn, and I didn't break yours. The one that I broke was Thrilling 30s, and we'll talk about that later. And Dawn, I have to have yours on screen because I didn't have Blitzwing. You had Blitzwing. So now, because you had Blitzwing, I have Blitzwing. So... But hey, didn't I do a nice job cleaning him up? I mean, he looks good, right? And Daniel Evans, I am glad to see that we are talking about one of your two Transformers toys. You know what? Blitzwing and Perceptor, like, you could still have them fight. You only need an Autobot and a Decepticon, and they both have treads. They both sort of have 3 modes, although Perceptor's 3rd mode is a little bit, but it is still a mode. In the cartoon, they would have him transform into a giant microscope and then drive down the desert. I distinctly remember seeing that. I'm trying to forget that I saw it, but I do remember seeing that, I think. So anyway, back to Blitzwing, because he's not actually completely transformed yet. He's only mostly transformed. So let's just flip the shoulders up out of the way so that we can get access to the tails. And here I did tighten these today just a little bit. And so, they used to be a little bit loosey-goosey, so I went in and I did just a little bit of tightening, and then they click up, and then these click down. And now we have a jet. Look at the jet mode. It's a jet. Look, that's a jet. I mean, that's definitely jet-shaped. Of all the things that look like a jet, that is one of them. So there he is. Let me adjust the camera. Just bring up the camera a little bit. Come on, camera. There we go. All right, so you can see that he looks good. He is definitely jet-shaped. Now, because of the weight here and the fact that the nose cone is just a little bit loosey-goosey, you can see how it almost points upward there, which doesn't do that as much once you take the weight off. You can also fold the landing gear in and spin around the gun. That way he can shoot at guys from the skies. He also has missiles that, because this is the American version, they have weakened springs that don't fire, so they just kind of hold the missiles. But we have both of the missiles. So, Dawn, you'll be happy that we still have both of the missiles. And we have his other weapons, which there's no weapons storage for him in his vehicle modes. He comes with a gun and a sword, and there's really nowhere to put them when he's in vehicle mode. So that is the jet mode, and I like it. This is a case where Blitzwing is a fun toy. Just if you're going from tank to jet and back, like this is a fully serviceable jet, and you got the gun under here, and you got like, and you can have the missiles, which you press. You have to press them and then grab them and go. And then you can say. Oh shoot. And then he's a tank, and he can be like, and that's cool. And when I was a kid, this was cool, and I'm an adult, and this is still cool. And I think that one of the things that makes it so cool is that it's really not that complicated. You know, that's the amazing thing about this toy. I mean, take a look at this. I mean, look, you know, this is the serviceable tank mode, and then in a few quick and okay, a little bit more. And oh wait, visible head, and there. And look, now he's jet shaped, and so you can switch him back and forth without spending a lot of time doing it. And you know, you can see there's wings. He's got wings, and there's not a whole lot of tank garbage. Yes, there's a cannon on the underside, but I'm calling that a feature, not a flaw. I mean, that only helps the effect, because now it's a jet that's got a cannon underneath it, and it can, you know. So, Hope is here! Speaking of having a cannon underneath her caboose, Hope is here! Hope, I don't know what that's supposed to mean. A toast to Hope! All right, so you know, this is already cool and not overcomplicated, and so far all these modes work. Let's turn it into a robot. So to get him into robot mode, you take these side thingies right here and you just swivel them up like this. It's actually very clever. You know, the way that the different joints work together. You've got the nose cone here. It's just going to fold down against his back and reveal robot face. And then you can take the gun turret.
You've got mail.
Put it right up there, and then we'll extend the legs. And here, we should pull out the arms. Pull out the arms, and there. And Monica says, I really like how they featured him in the opening scene of the cartoon. It was very cool and dramatic. And then he got stepped on by Omega Supreme, scooped up by Bone Crusher. You know, that was one of the things that they did really well in the Transformers cartoon. You know, they would use the characters and have them interact in fun and creative ways. So, you know, was it Blitzwing that got stepped on by Omega Supreme? And you know, that whole sequence, the iconic scene, I'm going to call it an iconic scene in Transformers the movie, where Blitzwing is taking a really, really long time to aim at Hotshot. And he's like, come on down, Auto Brat. And then Cup, from like half a mile away, drives down the mountainside, does a somersault flip around his gun barrel, pulls him up, and then instead he shoots, who did he shoot? Did he shoot... it was one of the Seekers, I thought. It was a jet, and then and then they came crashing down the mountain, and then they crashed into Blitzwing, and they both went tumbling down the rest of the way of the mountain. I mean, that was cool. And Netflix, hey, Netflix, are you paying attention there? This is the stuff that was missing from your Transformers series. You missed all of that kind of stuff. Like, having the characters transform. It's a Transformers series, right? Like, I feel like that's when that's the name of the show, you should know what you're getting into. But apparently they didn't. Anyway, so let's give him his weapons, since he has weapons. He has little holes on the insides of his fists so that you can add the gun and the sword. And so there he is. I will say that the robot mode is the least impressive of the three. Let's just own it. He's a bit of a brick. He's got very, very limited arm movement, and his arms are kind of just sort of coming out of this mass. I mean, honestly, Retrobot here has better articulation than Blitzwing. Yeah, see, look at that. Yeah, huh? See, I set you up good, right? So, I mean, it's a serviceable robot mode, and this is a Gen 1 Transformer. Like, it's from Diaclone. This is one of the ones that's licensed from Takara direct.
Diaclone.
This was at the very beginning, and I'm still going to say that even with a somewhat unimpressive robot mode, he's still really cool. Let me put him on the better camera so that you can see him in all of his glory, because he does have glory. Let's look upon the glory. Yeah, there he is. And see, he's still a good-looking guy. It's not like he's overtly bad. He has a cannon on his back. That's cool. He's got 3 upside-down Decepticon logos. That's a thing. I can't believe that Megatron allows that. But yeah, he's perfectly serviceable, and he does have distinct arms and legs. He's just very limited. Dawn says, "You keep saying he's a brick. I'm feeling offended at the comparison." So, let's just ask, how well articulated are you at this point in your life? Because you're just about my age, and I know how stiff my joints are. That's all I'm going to say. So, Rob says, going through the Season 2 opening, technically we don't actually see Blitzwing crushed by Omega's foot because it's just out of frame. We see the aftermath. You know what? It's a good point. They probably saved themselves some animation costs there. It's probably way easier to have Omega's foot come down and completely fill the frame than it is to actually show the crumpling metal. But yeah, now that I think about it, I believe that you're right. But we know it happened. We know it. We see before and after, and yeah, there's before and after. I guess they could have done a creative swap. Maybe it was a Blitzwing lookalike, but we know it wasn't. He took that one for the team, and he knew it was just for the opening credits. So anyway, yeah, that is that is Gen 1 Blitzwing. And you can see on this one, you see what I was talking about with the wings. You know, the red used to be more pronounced. Yeah, so the yellow's okay, and some of the edges here, like you can see the edge here. The edge here was just kind of, it's kind of tearing a little bit. So, you know, maybe at some point I'll try and replace those stickers or make new ones or order repro labels. I haven't ordered repro labels. I just haven't, you know, with so many other things, I haven't had it in me to order repro labels. That's what it's called, right? Repro? Yeah, anyway. So, but yeah, that is Blitzwing in his robot gloriness. And so we can move on, because then we wouldn't get another Blitzwing. We did not get an Action Masters Blitzwing that was stuck in tank mode, you know, or well, we did not get any Beast Wars Blitzwings. They didn't even use the name. Even during the Unicron trilogy, no Blitzwings. Like I think that they might have, who knows, they might have lost the rights to it and didn't get them back for a while, or maybe they just forgot. There were a lot of Gen 1 characters and a lot of names to recycle. Who knows? I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall at Hasbro in those days, just to know how they come out, you know, how they made some of those decisions. But anyway, so we did not get another Blitzwing toy until 2008. 2008. That's a long time. Oh, that's a long time. It's almost like they didn't want to try and do another triple changer. I don't know why. All right, I'll stop being dumb for like 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, and here he is. Here is This is 2008. This would be Thrilling 30s. Was this Thrilling 30s? No, this was animated. Sorry, this isn't animated. That's the wrong toy. See, I said I was going to stop being dumb, but I lied. This is animated. Yes. Yeah, see, you even pulled the wrong... Yeah, I guess you feel dumb now. You're trying to give me the sad trombone. That sad trombone is for you, madam. She did that just to make me feel better about myself. It's a great live stream, isn't it? Like, this is quality entertainment. So here we go. This is animated Blitzwing from Transformers Animated, and I was a big fan of Transformers Animated. It was very different. It was very stylized, but I had to really respect that they managed to make these toys look like the cartoon models and vice versa. You know, they have a very animated feel, and you see this stumpy, tubby looking little tank that, gosh darn it if he isn't cute. He's a cute tank. He's got a couple of firing missiles, and let's see, who do we have on the docket? Because I didn't even reserve. Where the heck is Ryan Reynolds' Green Lantern when you need him? Oh, any of these? Okay, let's see what we got here. Oh, okay. Well, all right. Well, that's good. You know what? I would do. Okay, I would do Ryan Reynolds' Green Lantern, but I'm gonna give him the night off. You can just sit here and watch Ryan Reynolds' Green Lantern. And instead, let's go for someone truly, truly deserving. It is... Oh, wait, here. There we go. Put that box away. All right. It is... Oh, shoot. Is that... It's one of the Bayverse guys. Is that Barricade? Yeah, I think that's Barricade. I don't know if he's gonna fall over. He's made of solid rubber, so we'll see how well this works. Yeah, there we go. So I'm gonna try and balance him precariously to help this effect. There we go. There we go. And there! So, yeah, we do have firing blasty missiles. They fire, and they kind of look like blast explosions. So you know, that's cool. And then he's got his tank mode, and it's not a bad tank mode. I mean, it's weird looking. It is weird looking. He's got 2 barrels. Double-barreled tank is fine. Although I feel like design-wise, it's actually easier to design a double-barreled tank than a single-barreled tank, because this lends itself easily to becoming any number of other parts for either a robot or a jet. It can become thrusters, it could go onto arms. When you have only one barrel, it's far more challenging to figure out what to do with that one stinking barrel that's right in the middle. But they made him a double-barreled. He is not a realistic tank by any stretch of the imagination, but he is definitively tank-looking. Big knobby treads, armored front. You know, I like the way that the wings of the jet become the armor in the front. He's got a turret that swivels, so that's really cool. I really like when if they're gonna give a Transformer a tank mode, then you really need to have a functional turret. That's something that they did wrong with Gen 2 Megatron. His turret could not rotate, and it hurt the toy. Otherwise, I love that design, but not being able to rotate the gun was definitely something that just limited it. So this is cool. And he's kind of a muted gray rather than a tan, but he's still sporting purple. So, you know, it's easy to see that he is still very Blitzwing-y. But we do want to turn him into a jet. So I'm going to back off here. Barricade, you can get out of the way there. And we've got these that we'll just set off to the side. Actually, let's get them off camera, because the camera will focus in on those if we don't show them. So here we go. We are going to turn him into a jet. And so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to pull the treads out of the way. And then we're going to pull the wings out and just give them a little bit of a bend up to straighten them. So we pull the wing out and bend up to straighten it. And then we have our turrets, which can just flip out of the way there. And then we have this whole thing. This whole thing just comes back here, and it's got these 2 little things, and I never really know what to do with these. Like they're sort of supposed to do something like that, but they don't do it well. Then we will take the tail fins, flip them up, and pivot them out. So we'll do that in a different order: pivot out and fold it up. And then we can put the legs back up in here. And then we're going to take the nose cone, which is in the underside here, and we will pivot it up. Come on. Here, there we go. So we will pull that out, click it up, and then there is another bit of nose cone right there, and we will pivot that around like that. And now we just kind of have to finesse everything to get it into a position that sort of works. You can see that the back kind of doesn't want to stay together. Let me try and get that to snap in. There we go. And then we can do that with the back there. And that is, whoops. That is the jet mode right there. And you can see that it is very cartoony. And it's got tank treads for landing gear. Now, what's kind of cool, and this is something that I was mentioning before, these tank turrets now become jet thrusters. So, you know, he's like, and the back has come apart. Whoops. Don't touch that button. Be careful what button you press. So, I have mixed feelings about this toy. Particularly when it comes to this mode, because on one hand, I think that it's actually kind of cool. Like, I respect that they just left the tank treads. They said, hey, he's got something that rolls on the bottom. That's going to be what he lands on. And realistically, Transformers never land on their landing gear anyway. They always transform into robot before they get to the ground. So, except for Jetfire, because he always has people inside of him, or, well, other robots. So he's the only one who ever has to use his landing gear. Astro Train doesn't even use his landing gear, because what he does is he transforms into a train when he lands. So what I don't like is what you're seeing right now, and that is that the back end doesn't lock in. There's nothing here that just locks it definitively into place, and so as I mess with him, then things just kind of move around and they don't stay put, and I don't like that. It's kind of ambiguous. It's hard to tell where, you know, at what point is he in his exact correct jet mode. Now, the jet mode, as cartoon jets from the future go, this is a perfectly serviceable jet. I like the long wings. I like the tail wings. I like the big nose cone. I think that that everything here works. And like I said, I like the treads on the underside. I'm gonna say that they've just kind of turned a flaw into a feature. They have owned it, and you know, it follows the philosophy of if you can't hide it, show it. And I think that it works. It makes this guy kind of fun to pick up and to play with and to... Now, of course, it would be a lot more fun if the darn panels would stay put. They just don't, and I keep squeezing things, hoping that something's gonna kind of click in, and it don't. It just don't. So, you know, I spend a lot of my time when I'm interacting with this guy, particularly in the jet mode, where I'm just finessing him and trying to keep him looking like a jet and at least keep the parts even. You know, nothing just wants to stay where it's supposed to go. Whereas the tank mode is actually pretty resilient. Everything has a definitive place. When the turret folds over, you can see that there's this rectangular slot right here, and it engages with these two nubs right here. So when I do this, here, let me fold this over. Here, we'll fold these out of the way. There we go. So when I fold that over, it locks in, and then that's the only place it goes. So it's actually very, very, you know, like it works really well, and it almost makes me just leave it like this for the jet mode, because this thing is just so wonky as soon as you do this, and I wish there was something in there, you know, like like, well, wait a minute. You know what? I'm seeing. Okay, here. See. There's these 2 pegs right here, and it seems like there should be a couple holes for them to peg into, but I don't see any holes for them to peg into anywhere. And they should be there. There should be, if you're going to have a couple conspicuous holes there, then there should be some pegs here, then there should be some holes on the underside that you can peg into, but they're not there. They're just not there. And I don't know why. I don't know what those are for. Nope. No idea. It's just so yeah, it's okay. It's okay. But the jet mode, I want to fix it. That's really what it comes down to. The jet mode, it seems like there's so much potential here that could be really awesome, but it just doesn't quite work, and the place where it doesn't work is right back here, and I want to fix it. I actively want to stop this live stream, get out my X-Acto knife, and start going to work, figuring out some way to make that work. I'm not going to do that. I'll leave the camera on while I do it. No, just kidding. So yeah, I mean, it's fine, but anyway, so let's go ahead and turn him into a robot, because I feel like the robot mode is really where this character comes to life, and we're going to do that. I'm just going to do it in front of this camera if it's all right with you, and since there's a lag, I'm going to start before you have a chance to answer. So we're going to open up the little panels in the treads. There's little panels here, and we're going to fold out the feet. We got feet. There's robot feet inside the treads. There we go. And you could see, there's actually a heel in here. So we want to fold out the heel. There we go. So we got foot, and then we close the little door. And then we can make robot legs. Huh? Robot legs. Yeah, there's robot legs there. And then we are going to pull, we can just pull right here. The whole arms are together, and you see there's tabs here where the arms lock together, and that works pretty well. The interlocks on these back panels really don't work well at all, except for when this is folded up against them and holding them into place. So we reveal the robot arms, and at this point we've got kind of a Battloid mode, I guess. It's sort of, I don't know, it's some kind of mutant jet mode. Here, you can see I'm not even talking you through it. I'm just messing with the arms and trying to give him his like Battloid wings. There we go. Whoops. We saw there. Yeah. Okay. Battloid mode. There it is. Check it. It's not a very good Battloid mode. Let's go ahead and fold up the tails right there, and then we'll do that. And then we can kind of swing the nose cone. We're going to fold the nose cone down in here, and then fold the cockpit up against the chest. And you see that there's another nub right here, just like the one that used to be formed on his back, and that gives us a secure locking position for the turret on the back. And then you just swivel around the head, and there he is. He is in his robot mode, and you can see here that he is sporting his different faces. So wait here, there we go. So that's something that they did with this character that was really pretty cool. They gave him a split personality disorder, and so this is Hothead, They call this personality Hothead, and then I should show this on the other camera. Hold on, let me get in front of the other camera. So we'll go here and do some stuff there, and then I need to click that. All right, so here we go, and we'll raise the camera. There we go, and there he is. And that seems a little bit dark. I'm going to brighten that up just a notch. There, that's a little bit better. And so we have kind of an Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yeah, he sort of talked like Arnold, and he would be like, "No, I want to be a tank." And of course this gimmick is pretty reminiscent of Masters of the Universe Manny Faces. So, we have there. So we have Manny Faces. Manny Faces, of course, had his human face, his monster face, and his robot face, which Blitzwing is offended by that representation of a robot face. Here, I'll give you Manny Faces. This one has Arnold's face, and then it has Grayscale face, because Grayscale is here. Wasn't that a subtle segue? So, welcome Grayscale! A toast to Grayscale! All right, Grayscale, you are just in time to see us demonstrate the many faces of animated Blitzwing. So this is the Hothead face, which was like Arnold, and he had a gap in his teeth, which was kind of funny because Transformers don't really need teeth, but he had a gap there. And then you could go here. This was Random Face, which was just the cackling crazy guy version. And then you had Icy, which is essentially Perceptor. So they pretty much looked at Daniel Evans' collection from when he was a kid, and they said, okay, you've got Blitzwing, you've got Perceptor, we're going to put them together in one toy. And he would talk like this, didn't he? Didn't he kind of talk like Perceptor? Yes, yeah. Because if you want to sound intellectual, then you have to make a ridiculous English accent. So that's what they did. Now, what I find interesting is, okay, so Perceptor, well, the icy personality was associated with the robot mode, and obviously the one that is most similar to his original Gen 1 face, but also kind of made to look like Arnold, that was associated with the tank mode. So what mode does this represent? Like, he really only needs 2 different personalities, but they gave him 3. So yeah, he's got crazy face. He's got a crazy face. He is such a big disgrace. He might have to tie his shoes with a lace, 'cause he's got a crazy face.
Which part of me did you come from? Don't ask.
So yeah, that is animated Blitzwing, and I do have to say that animated Blitzwing, you get him into his robot mode, and he's cool. He's fun. He's got really good articulation. You can see that the head swivels, the faces rotate. He's got a double joint in the elbow. He's got a bicep rotation. Ooh, excuse me. Too much of that Coke Zero. He's got a pivot at his wrist. He's got, he doesn't have waist rotation, which, it seems like he should, but he does not. He's got very well articulated legs, so, he can do the splits. He can also do the Ministry of Silly Walks. He can do the Ministry of Very Silly Painful Walks because he can kick himself in the face. Yeah, that is something that he can do because his knee is actually backwards that much. So his knee also goes in like that. Like his legs can do anything. He's also got thicep rotation. So he can do that. He's got an ankle tilt, like forward and backwards ankle tilt. No sideways tilt. That wasn't invented yet. So yeah, he's a dynamic figure. And this is something that I really respected about the Transformers animated line as a whole, is that all of these characters were made to look really, really animated. They had a tremendous amount of personality, very, very distinctive silhouettes, and they're just fun. Is it now? Do I wish that Transformers stuck to this? No. I actually really like where the Generations line has gone in terms of recreating a lot of designs in the spirit of what we grew up with and what we kind of were imagining in our heads, but at a detail level and complexity that is more satisfying for us old folks. So, but nonetheless, these were cool toys, and for the most part, they were pretty robust and very well made. I haven't had a lot of animated characters that broke, and he still feels solid. I have not had to do any joint tightening. He's just held up very well over the years, even though he is now, 2008, it is 2022, so let's not do the math. Let's just say he's not new. He's not new, and neither am I. So yeah, that is animated Blitzwing. I'm gonna say that this is overall a very good interpretation of the character. Now, he is more complicated. He is not convincing at all. You know, if you're looking for a very realistic robot mode or any of the vehicle modes, the animated line is not for you. But in terms of something that brings a cartoon to life in 3 dimensions, animated nails it. So yeah, that, you know, if you're okay with this aesthetic, you're gonna love this toy. And if you don't like this aesthetic, then just pass. Just pass. We won't judge you. I won't judge you. It's okay, because I can easily see how this aesthetic is not for everyone, but I really liked it. So that is animated Blitzwing. So now let's pull out other animated Blitzwing, i.e. Thrilling 30 Blitzwing, because I put this on the thing and I was calling it animated. That's me making a little joke about her. It's an inside joke. It was a good joke. Good joke. Everybody laugh. So, all right. So let's just go ahead. Thank you for that. That was generous. So let's see. I gotta play with the little plastic risers here. All right. Oh, wait a minute. That's not a plastic riser. That's a Paul riser. So there we go. And all right. And pressing.
Bad call, Ripley. It was a bad call.
It was a bad joke. So here he is. Once again, it's a little bit bright, so I'm going to turn that down. But more importantly, Perry Viking is here. A toast. A toast to Perry Viking. Welcome, Perry Viking. You're here just in time to hear me make bad jokes about Paul Reiser. I don't know. So, here we go. This is Thrilling 30's Transformers Generations Thrilling 30s Blitzwing. He came out in 2013, and he's sort of an homage to both original Blitzwing and animated Blitzwing in his own unique ways. So, but we'll get to that. So here you see that he's got a tank mode. Actually, wait a minute here. You know what? There's something that I can do here. So I'm pretty sure this is how it's supposed to be, but if I remember correctly, you can do this. Oh, yes, this is going to work. This is going to work. Okay. So, and can he peg in? Yes, he can peg in. All right, so there. I almost, there, yeah. All right. This is better. Yeah, now he looks more thank you very much. So, all right. Now his so this is his tank mode, and it gives a very nice general impression of a tank. You got treads, you got general tank shape here, you've got a rotating turret. Oh wait, his leg wants to come out here. Don't stop fighting me, leg. Don't be a hater, leg. There's a little slot down there. Come on, peg into the slot. There. Okay, so you've got a turret that swivels around like that. He's got a gun that actually, if I take the sword out of the way, well, you know, this actually kind of prevents there from being a whole lot of tilty uppage, but you could separate these out a little bit and get this thing to come up and get elevation on the gun, and depending on how hard you work at it, you could actually get a lot of elevation on the gun. So, you know, it's, even though you're kind of playing with transformable parts in order to get it to do that, it does do it, and I've certainly used that before, and it also has a missile. And so here, let's just go ahead and let's put this right here. Camera, don't be a jackwagon, camera. And let's go ahead and put barricade. There we go, barricade. Just stand right there. All right. And now, if I can do this without you just pull. Right here, let me. There we go. Oh, really? Come on. Not yet. Not yet. Here we go. We're almost there. Yay! Okay, so that was a little anticlimactic, but it does shoot. I like shooting weapons, so that's good. The tank mode has a lot of gaps. Like there's tremendous amounts of gappiness here. There's holes everywhere. But it is very, very tank shaped. And you do have the turret, and you know, I'm actually okay with it. It doesn't really bother me, but if I'm being honest, and I'm showing you this toy in a warts and all type review, then you cannot ignore all of the holes throughout this guy. And it's just sort of part of the consequence of the complexity of what they've tried to do here. But that being said, you've got molded in treads, you've got rollers, you've got a firing weapon, you've got a turret that pivots, and in general, I think that his tank mode does, I mean, there's no mistaking, it's a tank. It is very definitively a tank. Things really fall apart when it gets to the back here. I don't like this. And in both the tank mode and the jet mode, these need something to lock into. They need a tab or something to just kind of hold them in place, and they just don't have it. Like in the tank mode, you can see here, there's this little, there's a little tab right here. If they would have put a rectangular hole in the back of this tail piece right here, then where you could kind of lock it in, then and hold that in place, then that would have been a million times better. But they didn't do it. And so you're just kind of left to sort of try and put these into some sort of position where I mean, they don't look like anything except for like little pinchers. You can, you could have him where he's like driving around and maybe he grabs Ryan Reynolds' Green Lantern by the head and he's just sort of dragging him around behind him. Because that's a thing that you can do if you want to do it. But I just don't know what these are. That's really the problem, that I there's no disguising the feet. And they don't even really look like feet. They function as feet, but they don't look like anything. They didn't print these things with like tank armor patterns on them. They're purple, so they don't match the sides here. The feet are awful. I'm just gonna say the feet are awful. They completely phoned in the feet. They didn't even think about what to do. They're like, they designed this much and they got down to the feet and they're like, screw it. He just gets, you know what? I see a pair of salad tongs on the table. Make the feet look like those. And that's what we got. We got salad tong feet. So yeah, that is his tank mode. If you ignore the feet, the rest of it is decent. But boy, those feet. I was just looking to see if there were like little tabs there that maybe they don't. Then it just does that. So, but the rest of it looks tankish. It's very tankish. So let's go ahead and turn him into a jet, because he turns into a jet. I know you're shocked. I hope you are sitting down. Good. Okay, so I'm going to start by I'm going to pull the legs out away from the sides, and now I'm going to take these little panels right in here in the front that just fold down flat, and then I'm going to pull the treads away. Pull the treads away. You can pull the wing out. The tread is going to fold right here, and that's actually a pretty cool maneuver. That it does that's pretty cool. And then that can go right back in, and then it just you get a little bit of a squish. You just a little bit of a squish right there. And then we can kind of take that foot or whatever, and oh, here, this is important. Take the foot and sort of open it like that. There you go. And see, now maybe a little bit more like that. Yeah, there. Okay, now this is a jet engine. You're welcome. So the back of the wing also has this little panel, and you can swivel it to do that. It has a little bit of a nub to get it to sort of lock in, but don't worry if you don't get it there, because in the process of messing with them, it's going to fold in anyway. So it doesn't matter. Then we're going to take this whole thing, we're going to swivel the leg like that, just like that, and then this is going to go against the side here. And we're going to leave that like that for now. We're going to do all that same stuff over on this side. So we're going to pull the treads away. You can push the wing out from the inside. See how cool that is? We're going to fold in the tread, snap it back into position, snap that there. We're going to move that here, and then we're going to very carefully kind of position the foot sort of like that, and we're going to twist it to the side like this, and then we're going to have the tail rudder thing there like that, and then we'll twist the whole thing sideways like this, bring it in next to him, and now we squeeze. Well, you know what, before I squeeze, I'm going to do this. We've got the whole nose cone here on the underside, and you see how the cockpit is actually on a little bit of a pivot so that it can roll around here. See, it's just rolling around there, and then it can roll up, and it can circle around to the front like that. And now we can take that and we squeeze the hips in, and we seat the legs inside the slots in the body, and that takes a little bit of squeezing, lots and lots of squeezing. And if you're and if you have one of these and you're messing with it and you're thinking, it's a little bit wonky trying to get it to go in there, it's a little bit wonky trying to get it to go in there, but it does go in. You know, we just have to kind of smush it a little. You know, you just kind of, you know, a little squeezy. I do like this sliding joint here. Like, that's really cool. So, you know, that actually makes a big difference in how he goes together. Now we're going to continue. So there are a couple tabs right here on the backs of the legs, and there are some little rectangular slots on the underside of the turret, so we can tab those in on both sides. And then, now I believe that what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to take the arms out like this and rotate them down like that, and then tab them in here. And that gives you a little bit less of a tank turret shape and a little bit more of a Jetfire with booster packs shape. And then we're going to do the same thing on that side. We'll fold up. We can actually angle those out. And there you have a jet mode that has a gun on top. You don't have to leave the gun on top. It's actually pretty cool looking with the gun on top. Like, you know, if you leave yours like this and you're like, this is how I want it, then you win, because you've got a cool looking jet shape that has a gun on top. But you can also rotate this gun around. See, it's on this double hinged linkage here, and it can swivel all the way around here, and you got to get it kind of out from between the shoulders there, and just have it go out and under. And then you can tuck it into the body there, and then you have to redo everything that you did, because everything will become unsquished. There we go. And you can do that. And then by that time, you'll notice that those panels that you folded out are no longer folded out. So you try and get them to go out. Here we go. There. Huh? 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 You know, it's jet shaped, and the jet shape is pretty good. The head here feels like it's made out of rubber or something, and it doesn't seem to fit exactly. Like, it doesn't close perfectly around here. It gets close. The cockpit looks great. Like this is a gorgeous, nice, translucent yellow cockpit. It's got, you know, little seat detail in there. That looks great. The rest of him is, you know, the further back that you get, the more hollow it looks, you know, especially when you're looking down like this. And that's one of the reasons why, if you just decided to keep that gun on the top, then it arguably it's better. You know, now he's got a cannon firing, you know, talk about a backfire. It's like, so, oh no, I just killed my audience. No! So you can do that. I think, you know, let's just play with this, because that's what we do on this channel, right? We play with stuff. So I think that I could even do something like this. So here, I can swing it around this way and have it aimed down like this. And that's kind of cool. I mean, he can't land that way, but if the cannon is functioning as something that can wrap around and be in whatever position, then he absolutely could shoot at targets on the ground while flying overhead, and, you know, just go and do that. So that's pretty cool. But I think that personally, my favorite position for the guns is just to leave it up top like this. Just leave it on top, because then, yes, you have a whole bunch of hollowness underneath here, but when you're looking at it from the front or from the top or from any of these angles, you don't even notice it. But hey, if you have one of these and you want to have it in a different position, you go. It's your toy. You play with it the way you want to. So yeah, that is his jet mode, and I will say that I think that the jet mode is better than the tank mode. Again, I wish that these feet, like, maybe if they'd made them press in and lock into position or something, but they're just they just what the like these aren't thrusters. They're just little paddle feet. And do they go up like this? No, they go off the side. But you don't know. There's nothing that tabs in that holds them in place. They just kind of hang out there on a ball joint that's only so. You know, it's not even a super tight ball joint, so it kind of tends to move around at very little provocation. So yeah, that's the jet mode. Let's go ahead and put, oh, here's something else that you can do. I don't know if you want to, but you can kind of fold down these little things. I don't know what that does, but it sort of like makes these look like they're part of the jet. Just leave them up. That's fine. Never mind me. All right. So here, let me put it on the other camera so that you can see it in all of its glory, and there it is. And you know, it's not a bad looking jet. It suffers from some parts mismatching and things just not really locking in, but it is a perfectly serviceable jet. And you know, this is the thing, it's hard, you know, making a tank that turns into a jet, that turns into a fully posable robot, that is a tough challenge. And so it's no wonder that Blitzwing has had a little bit of a hard life. You know, even this guy, they tried their best, and it's not terrible, but it's also not fantastic. So yeah, that's his jet mode. Let's go ahead and turn him into a robot. After all, that is his job. So we got this guy. I'm gonna pull the gun just out of the way. I'm just gonna pull it out of the way like that. We've got the hips here. I'm going to pull at the hips and just pull the legs out like that. And then we can take the wings. We can just like that, and then put that in there like that. And then Trying to remember which way his legs are supposed to go. Okay, so I think don't pop them all the way through. Just do one of those, and then all right, here, and then we'll do one of these and do that, and then we're going to take the nose cone, and once again we're going to pull it out, and you see how this is on that little bbit of a hinge, and even you see that even the cockpit itself is on a little bit of a hinge, so it sort of opens a little bit, but not enough to like make it a play feature. It just sort of does. Then this whole thing swings around here, and what we're going to do is we're going to get it right up to about here, and then I'm going to stop there. I am going to take the arms and unseat them from their slots right here. And then we're going to bend it this way. There's a hinge there. And then you've got a bunch of pieces here. So there's a lot going on here. There's this little flap here. And then there's also this little flap here that's on a separate hinge. This whole thing has to swing around. And you see, there's this little slot right here and a notch on the inside of the chest that it notches into. Now, at this point, if you're following along at home and you've got one of these and you try and do that and you say, mine doesn't actually tab into anything, you're not wrong. There are actually several manufacturing defects in this toy, and one is that what I just did doesn't work. It doesn't work. And what some people have done to correct that, and I was reading the wiki article, okay, Monica was reading the wiki article earlier and telling me about it, is there is a screw boss right here, and they sand that screw boss a little bit shorter so that the distance in here is a little bit tighter, and then when you swing this piece around, you see this piece right here, you swing it around, then it'll engage that. Now, the problem is that if you do that, there's a distinct possibility that the legs will then not squeeze up and fit into the body when you're in jet mode, or in, it's not so much of a big deal in tank mode because his legs are further apart, but yeah, you will have a problem in jet mode. So what I did instead of doing that mod is I got out my pencil torch, and no, this is not when I broke it. I broke this earlier today. Broke it bad too. So what I did was I went in with a pencil torch, and if you're going to do this, I'm not recommending that you do this unless you're used to doing this kind of stuff. But I tried to gently heat this part right here, this piece of plastic. And let me get the arms up out of the way. And then I just bent them forward just a little bit of a bend. And then what that does is that also closes the distance on that, so that when I close this like this, the arms actually meet up with the chest, or that piece meets up with the chest and locks in the way that it's supposed to. So that was my solution, but bear in mind that when you start heating up your plastic parts with a torch, you could set them on fire, you could heat them up too much and they could just flop, and that kind of damage is just about impossible to repair. So I'm not recommending that you do that. I'm just saying that that's what I did. So at that point, you've got the arms pretty much in position. You can take these little things and flip them around to reveal his fists. And then we've got the back here. This is going to go like this, and then you're going to take the nose cone and fold it around the back and down like this, and then this can go up against his back, or it can go like this. There's, you can mess with it to do what you want. I think that I like kind of having it point up. But and then you just make sure that the chest is pressed up against here, and then you have the head there. And now what we're going to do with the here with the arms, have them go up like this, bring the arm out and down, and then rotate it. I know it seems like these should be pointing up, but that's not how it goes. You pull the arm out. I'll show you from the back. Pull the arm out and up like that, swivel it around, and then swivel it down like that. And so, yeah, these things, they point down, not up. So, and that just gives you a little bit of a longer arm and gives you better shoulder articulation. So that's why you want to do that. The toy looks better when you do that, even though these point down. And you can like you can have them point back. You can kind of fold them completely back out of the way. I kind of like them out at the sides like this. And my little thing there. So, you know, that's that. Okay, now we've got the legs here. We're almost done. We're going to collapse in the hips, just like that. And then you've got your knees there. And so now you have your little feet. You're going to swivel the feet so that these fin things are on the sides. And then you're just going to open the claw feet, spread them out like that. And you can do whatever you want with this. Once again, there's nothing to tab into. There's no way to lock them into place. You just kind of have them there. There was very little thought put into the feet. They just kind of added feet. They phoned in the feet. The feet suck. The feet suck. They do work to make them stand. So I guess they don't suck completely, but they do. But there's really not a whole lot of thought put into the feet. So that's his robot mode. Now here's what I did. When I got this guy out, and yes, Dawn, this is where I'm talking about how I broke him. I was doing some joint tightening, and when I do joint tightening, it's always a little bit risky because the way that I tighten joints on a lot of my toys is I'll squirt in a little bit of super glue into the joint, and then I'll just keep flexing the joint until the super glue dries completely, and you'll feel it when it starts to dry because it'll suddenly start getting very, very tight and sometimes a little bit difficult, but you have to keep flexing the joint. Do not stop. Do not stop moving the joint at all. Okay? Don't stop at all. Because especially at the point where it starts getting tight, because that glue will lock the joint up. I mean, it will lock it hard. And if that happens, then chances are good the only way you're getting it free is by breaking the joint. That's what happened to me. And it was right up. So here, let me, okay, put your hands up. If you are a triple changer, put your hands up. Whoa. Okay, I don't know. So I'm going to spread out his legs here. So you can see on this side that there's this rivet that goes in. And there's this joint here. You can see that this joint, this is a separate piece from this piece. All right, that swivels around. This one locked up, and everything from this point on just broke off completely. And so what I had to do was cut everything apart with an X-Acto blade, glue the piece back together, sand it down, wrap it with a little bit, with a tiny strip of paper towel, glue that on to reinforce it, drill all the way through, drill a divot in this piece so that there would be room for what I was going to do to reinforce it. And then I drove a screw through, which you can see there's a screw head now with a tiny washer, and I drove a screw through to get everything to drive into this piece here. So now it's steel from here to here, and that's that's how I reconstructed that hinge. It sucked. It sucked. It was so bad. The repair has worked out well. I'm happy with it. You know, you can barely even see it unless somebody on a live stream points it out. So he doesn't look bad, and he functions as he originally did. But it was really heartbreaking to and leg breaking to just break the whole leg off right at the joint that takes all of the tension. So yeah, that's what I was doing a couple hours before the live stream, and so that is how I continue to break my toys and then fix them and then find new ways to break them. So in his robot mode, he has really good articulation. His head swivels around. It also bobs up and down, which I guess is important. He can jiggle, like there's a jiggle in there, but he can't actually tip his head. His shoulders are very nicely articulated. They go all the way around. He's got a swivel at the bicep. He's got a nice elbow joint. His fists can twist. He's got a fist twist. And then he's got bicep rotation. He does not have a swivel at the waist, but he does have very well articulated hips. He can do the splits. He can do the Ministry of Silly Walks and back like that. And then he's got thicep rotation and a knee joint. And then, of course, there's a ball joint at the ankle. Look at how well articulated those feet are. I love these feet. They are so well designed. They're great. Okay, I'm done with that. So he also has. So this is where they also incorporated Transformers Animated into this guy. He has 3 faces, except instead of rotating sideways like Manny faces, it rotates up. And this is something, I didn't know that this toy did this. I've had this toy for almost 10 years, and I just left it on the default face. I didn't realize that you could rotate it, and spoiler alert, chances are you can't. The faces are in there, but the paint is so thick on all of the head pieces that it usually has these things fused into position. Now, I took mine apart today, and I freed things up. So I can rotate the face. Come on, rotate, rotate, rotate. Don't make a liar out of me. Don't make a liar out of me. Come on. Rotate, rotate. You can do it. Okay, wait, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to take the head off. There we go. And maybe here. Can I do it? Can I do it? Can I do it? Can I get his face to rotate? Come on, rotate, you little bastard. Just rotate. I'm not asking for much. Just rotate. Oh my gosh, he's such a piece of... Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay, I think he undid what was sticking him up. Okay, so here we go. And there we have random. We have the crazy face. It's like a jack-o'-lantern face. So he's got that. And then he's got his icy face. So, see? Huh? Let's try and put these... Oh, and guess what? Guess what, everybody? Joy is here! Happy birthday to Joy! Welcome to Joy! Joy! Yay! Here, I'll eat the last of your cupcake. You stopped the music while I was eating. See, now my mouth's not full. Joy, we sang for you. Just rewind the live stream later. We sang for you. Oh, my ukulele birthday and a bucket of cake and all that stuff. And we teleported a cupcake to you. It's either in your kitchen or it might be in Cleveland, Tennessee. One of the two. So, you are just in time to see me decapitate Blitzwing and demonstrate his faces. And let me see if I can show this on the other camera. Because we've got this, and we're gonna zoom in. There we go. And okay, so you can see there's his icy face. You know, that the Perceptor voice. He can talk like Perceptor when he's got this face. And then you can rotate it up. Just rotate it up. Come on, you little bastard. Okay, let's come on. You can do this. Or maybe rotate down. We're going to try rotating down. There. Okay, that works. And then there's the hothead face, which just looks like Blitzwing. This one doesn't look like Arnold. But you know, he looks a little bit, I guess he sort of looks like Terminator. So there, and then we've got the jack-o'-lantern face, which right there like that. He's all crazy go nuts. I'm Blitzwing. I'm crazy. I don't know, but yeah, I didn't know it did that until earlier today when I was reading the article. But there it is, and that's probably the last time I'm going to rotate these faces because. The truth of the matter is that even now that it's working, it doesn't work well. It's there, and you know, I've got mixed feelings because you know what? My feelings aren't mixed. I think that the designers of this toy really achieved some amazing things. It's very well articulated. It has an awesome looking robot mode. I mean, he really does look good, and especially if you fix this this shoulder issue, then he plays well. Admittedly, if you don't fix the shoulder issue, every time you lift the arms, that joint is just going to swing up out of the way. But still. He looks decent. He's got a serviceable tank mode, if not a good tank mode. He's got a better than serviceable, but still not great jet mode, and a very, very nice, robust robot mode. And so, you know, I don't have a lot of major complaints, except that there were some obvious manufacturing defects. Some, you know, the problem with the face feature not working because of paint. You know, that's not a design flaw. That's a manufacturing flaw. And I kind of feel like the fact that these things can be fixed, that shoulder thing can be fixed just by giving a little bit of flex to this back panel, shows that the engineering is correct, but the manufacturing wasn't tight enough, and it just, you know, the further away it gets from where it's jointed here, the more of a gap developed by the time it got up here, and then those parts just weren't engaging each other the way that they were supposed to. So, you know, again, I feel like that's more of a manufacturing problem than an engineering problem. Yes, they could have engineered a solution to that problem had they known it was going to happen, but I don't think they did. The feet are completely phoned in. They're great. You know, they're fine as robot feet in robot mode, but in the other modes, no effort whatsoever was put into disguising them in any way, and that's, you know, that is a design flaw. But still, he's a good-looking figure, and he's a nice interpretation of the original design. But he's a bit complicated, and it is funny how you look at the Gen 1, and yeah, it's got it definitely doesn't have a great robot mode, but they did a really good job of turning a tank into a jet. And you know, if you added more points of articulation to this basic setup, then you could have a pretty workable robot mode. But I don't know. I digress, because the next one in the list we don't have. Transformers Power of the Primes Blitzwing, and we ordered one. Oh wait, here I'm sorry. Here I'm not doing my job. Here he's got a sword. He's got a sword and he's got a gun. There. See? Sword and gun. There we go. All right. So we don't have Power of the Primes Blitzwing. Power of the Primes was a weird line, and a lot of the toys in Power of the Primes were a little bit lacking. You know, they had the foil stickers. I ended up getting the Megatron, not just in the past year. I never got the Blitzwing. It was a little bit pricey, and it didn't look that great in box. Now, when Monica realized that we were going to do this live stream, she ordered one and got a pretty good deal. It was only like 20 bucks, and it was supposed to be here by now. And it is still in California. It's been in California for the last week. It's just sitting there in California. We look at updates and it's like, hey, yeah. Estimated delivery time today? I don't think it's going to make it. I feel like it's not going to make it. But we do have, so let's go ahead and pull this out. We do just happen to have Megatron, who is a mold mate with Blitzwing. It is pretty close to the exact same toy, except molded in different colors and you know, a different head sculpt. I really think I think they gave him a fusion cannon. They might have changed his weapon, but other than that, you can see that we've got a convertible tank, convertible in many ways, but I mean in the sense that you can ride with the top down, and now notice that on this one they also have the jets in the front, so you know they're being mindful of their heritage. It's not a bad tank. I'm not going to spend a lot of time looking at it since it's not really Blitzwing, but you can see these beautiful foil stickers that are already peeling, because that's what these cheap foil stickers do. What the heck were they thinking? It's terrible. So that is Power of the Primes Mega Blitzwing. I took the extra little gun off the side. It has these little ports. You can stick weapons in various places. You can do stuff like that. You could even put your little Titan Master guy in there so that he can ride in the gun, and then or you can even take, you could take the whole thing off. The whole thing does come off. This is not as sad of a fusion cannon as his tank Megatron's fusion cannon, but it's close. It is close. This just fits right on there. So, yeah, you kind of... Now, to this toy's credit, it does have a rotating turret. That's important. There's no elevation. Well, I guess you can point the whole turret at the sky, and so he can do that. And, you know, there's a little bit of visible cockpit syndrome, but it's actually not too bad. You know, at least it's not like sticking out, and for the most part, he's solid. His tank mode is solid looking, and that's actually not bad. You know, this this is not bad. Once you get past the horrible foil stickers. Have I mentioned how awful these foil stickers are? The general form of this is really not too bad. The front end is a little bit weird looking because you've got some visible fins here, and it just seems it seems a little bit confused, but the general look of tankiness is there. And certainly it's certainly more solid looking than Thrilling 30s. So, there we go. Let's turn him into a jet, because he does turn into a jet. So I'm going to lift up on the turret like that. And you can do that too. Like that's a play feature. You can be rolling along and then, I don't know. I'm playing. That's what I do. Then you've got the head of, let's see, you got a whole. All right, here, we're going to fold out the wings here, and then we're going to fold out the wings here. And now it's in jet mode, huh? Huh? Look at that. It's a flying tank. Okay, I'm sorry. I don't know. Let's see. It's been a while since I played. We actually weren't going to do this one but then I decided that we'll do it. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time. So this cockpit has to swivel around here. It has to swivel around here. It swivels somehow. It swivels. Okay, I'm gonna like disengage some stuff because maybe the other stuff is locking it in. Like I said, it's been a while since I've. Oh no! I lost some wing. It's not broken, Dawn. There, that just goes on like this. All right, so we've got this. I'm gonna flip these around the side here, and then there we go. There we go. Boy, he's just dropping parts all over the place. So we're just gonna disengage the arms from the sides here, and then we've got this. It's kind of stuck. It's a little bit stuck. Just a little bit stuck. It should rotate around. Okay, but it's not. I'm going to continue messing with stuff until I get the cockpit free. So let's see. Kind of have to get the cockpit free at this point. Like, no, I lost more wing. Okay. There we go. Okay, so we've got these little side panels that are pegged in. That's why the cockpit wasn't rotating. So we'll disengage those, and then we'll rotate this around like that. And then this opens up here, and we've got, there we go. We get the nose cone that comes out there, and then we do that, and then we can take these panels here. They swing around to the back like this, and you see there's a little tab right there, and that's going to go into that little slot right there. That's going to peg in here and peg in here, and then we can take this whole thing and just collapse it against the bottom there. And then we've got these tail pieces here. They're going to pivot up and then forward like this. And it should just kind of lock in to that little notch right there. And then we will do the same thing on this side. And that's going to lock in to that little notch. We'll fold those down. And then we have to do something with these with these arms here. Okay. So those are just going to do a thing like this. It's going to fold around like that, and like that. Yeah, okay. And, you know, I'm a little bit bothered because I want... So we've got all these tank rollers here, and I want that to be the landing gear, but that's not the landing gear. And I see what they've done. They've molded in little wheels on the top of the turret so that since the turret is sticking down lower than everything else, you have to see these wheels. They've pulled a blur. They pulled a Speedia 500 collection blur and given him wheels that don't touch the ground. Oh, but most importantly, Christopher Remley is here. A toast to Christopher Remley. Welcome, Christopher Remley. So, oh, what? Oh, this? Just, hey, buddy, you all right? You all right? Hey, pal, hello? Oh, wait, here. I'm so sorry. I'll make sure that Monica never does that to you again, all right? Oh, good, there we go. Okay, yeah. Hey, honey, don't go shoving garbage in his chest door anymore. You shouldn't have done that. So, all right, there we go. What? She wanted to do it. It wasn't me, pal. It was not me. Okay. So anyway, we got this, and then I think that you can take this thing and you can put it right on here. That way, your little Titan Master can ride up on top. In general, we have to do something with this. This I guess this can go, it can stay down here. So he's got, now see, I do like the big turret on the bottom, and so I'm almost going to forgive that they don't use the wheels in the landing gear, even though I almost wish that I could just take the turret off. Like I would almost be willing to be like, okay, you know what, just have that be able to be taken off. That way you could have a serviceable jet mode, maybe stick it on the top or something like that. But it's fine. It looks okay. And look, they molded in the impression of wheels. So you stick this on top so that your Titan Master can ride on top of the back of the jet, because he doesn't fit in the cockpit. Well, wait a minute here. Please tell me that I can open the cockpit. I want to be able to open the cockpit. Oh, wait. Oh, okay. I was going to be really... I feel a lot better now. Okay, here we go. Yes, you can put the Titan Master in the cockpit. Oh, that's a relief. Oh my gosh. I was really afraid that their solution to having the Titan Master inside such a tiny cockpit was that he was riding on the back here. I really thought that's where we were going with that. And I'm so glad that I was wrong. So yeah, this, aside from the whole landing gear issue, this is not a bad jet mode. Like, this is a fully formed jet. Yeah, there's a lot of tank garbage under the wings here. But Blitzwing has always had a certain amount of tank garbage on the underside. But I will say that he actually, especially from the top, he looks like a decent jet. The foil stickers look terrible. They are awful. They are so profoundly bad. I know this was when there were some manufacturing issues, and they're trying to find new places to manufacture their toys. But this was bad. This was a bad time, and these stickers were a bad decision. I almost just want to rip them off. I really like look at he's got the little squiggles on silver there. It's so bad. It's so bad. It hurts. It hurts my dignity. It's so okay. I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna let it go. So jet mode. He's got a good jet mode. He's got a serviceable tank mode. Let's just pull some pieces off here because we know they're going to fall off anyway. And we will open up the cockpit because the cockpit opens. It opens. I just opened it. I opened you. There we go. Okay, so it opens like that. All right, and then we take the Titan Master out, and let's turn him into BLITZSTREAM, Mega Wing, Blitzwingatron. I'm not even going to walk you through the steps because I don't remember how to do it, but I'm going to figure it out on camera right now while I show me messing with it. Look, there's doors in the legs. I knew there were doors. And then you do that and you close the doors, and then you extend the leg and you close the doors. And then, oh wait, I probably need to open that door again because look, there's a foot inside. Oh, look at this. On this one, they did decide to actually design feet and have them disguised when not in robot mode. What a novel concept. I'm looking at you throwing 30s, Blitzwing. So let's open that door, and then we'll flip out the foot and then close the door. And then we've got the leg here, and I think that all this stuff just kind of goes around the back, something like that. I don't know. I guess there's really. We'll just do it like that. All right, and then we've got the cockpit here. Let's see. I believe we have something that's going to happen here. Something's going to happen. Oh, here, let's try doing this. We'll do that, and then we'll fold that in, and then close that, and then fold that around like that, and then we'll close the chest up against there. We'll take these bits and swing them around and peg them in here, right there, those tabs. And you have to get this little pointy thing down into there. So let's do that. That actually locks really securely. That's very nice. And so I'm going to do that again, and that's good. And then we're going to take the arm here. So this whole assemblage is the arm. We're going to take this piece of tread and fold it back this way. We're going to take this thing and fold it back against there. And then we're going to put that there, and that's going to create one arm. So we're going to do that again. We're going to fold that part there. We're going to fold this piece of tread up against the upper arm. We're going to twist the lower arm and bend at the elbow, and then we're going to go up and then down, and then now we've got these wing things here. And oh, we can fold these in, fold these in. There we go. And then we have our little Titan Master that turns into a head, and we just pop that right in there. Pop that right in there. Come pop in there, you little. Okay, I'm going to pop him in backwards. He fits better backwards, and then we'll spin the head. There we go. And then we give him a fusion cannon on one arm. Is that how that goes on? And maybe just another gun thing on the other arm. No. You know what? He's Megatron. He needs to have this on his shoulder. There we go. And so that is the robot mode. All in all, I would say that the robot mode is actually pretty decent if you can get past the color of the plastic and these horrible, horrible foil stickers on the chest. And of course, Blitzwing would be in more Blitzwingy colors. So, you know, just imagine this colored like this. But you know, he looked like that. And that's, yeah, that is that mold. Decent articulation. I mean, the head moves around. It kind of dips and jiggles and stuff. It spins. We've got a very functional shoulder. It goes almost all the way around. However, there is a little bit of interference from this piece right here. You can swivel the shoulder out. You've got elbow tiltage. You've got bicep rotation. The fists don't do anything. The fists don't move in any way. There's no waist, but there is. He can do the splits. He can do the Ministry of Silly Walks, which is important. He's got thicep rotation, and he's got a very, very functional knee. You know, the knees actually work really well. He's got a tip at the toe, and that is pretty much all of that. And so, you know, if this design had been executed during the Combiner Wars, you know, during Combiner Wars, I think that it would have looked a lot better. You wouldn't have had those foil stickers. I think that some of the places where things are a little bit thin and a little bit hollow looking would have been a little bit more robust. But the cycle with Hasbro seems to be that every 3 to 4 years, they up their game, and then they'll spend the next 2 to 3 lines very subtly cutting costs, and then you get to that third or fourth wave within an overarching series, and by the end, things are getting pretty cheap. But then they introduce a new line, and they do that line well. And they seem to do things in a more robust fashion, and you get less gaps and a little bit tighter build quality, and that seems to be the cycle. And I think that it's intentional. I think that the idea is that they every few years they figure there's a new batch of kids out there that they need to attract, and the kids that were playing with their toys are now getting too old for them, so they just constantly go in that 3 to 4 year rotation. I'm only guessing. It's just something that I've noticed. With Combiner Wars, you had the original Combiner Wars line where the toys were actually pretty tight and pretty decent. And then you had Titans Returns, and the quality on a lot of those toys was still good, but definitely erring on the side of cheaper. And then with Power of the Primes, with the exception of the Terracons and the Dinobots, a lot of those toys felt cheap. They just did. Same thing with the recent War for Cybertron trilogy, Siege. You had some very, very nice toys. Earthrise, notably lower in quality, and then by Kingdom, there were some parts of that were very, very cheap, very thin, very light. And now we're in Legacy. We've just gone through the first year of Legacy, and especially the most recent stuff from Legacy has been really, really nice. Very, very nice. But you know, you watch, and over the next couple years, you will see the quality then start to dip down again. But the nice thing is that they don't seem to be letting the quality just go into the toilet. Even at the Power of the Primes line, where things were, you know, some of the things were getting notably cheapish, nothing was terrible. It's just not as good. So yeah, that would be where we go with Titan Masters or Titans Returns Blitzwing, even though that's Megatron, which brings us finally in 2022, a triple changer was born again. Blitzwing. There he is. There he is. So this is Legacy Blitzwing in his tank mode. And Legacy Blitzwing is interesting. He is interesting. He is all over the place. Let's just, yeah, you know what? He's all over the place. He's such an uncanny bundle of stuff. So let's start out with something about this toy that in tank mode here really doesn't look too bad. He is a Voyager class toy, and so I think to justify the Voyager price point, they added these very large, chunky things. And you can see that in his tank mode, they click on here, and they look like missile launchers, and you know they work. I mean, you know, that's kind of cool. It looks like it's gonna go, and you can probably put blast-splosion pieces in there and have it look like he's got a whole array of things shooting all at once, and that's cool. Then you take these things off, and in other modes, let's see here, you pull this off like that, and then you can stick it in there, and you can pull this one off, and you can stick it in there, and then you've got sort of these, they look like hands. They've got a joint here, two, I guess, thumb things, but you know, they're not supposed to look like hands, except for when they do want you to look like hands. I don't know what these are. I'll show them, and then they'll probably go into a box or something and not really get used, because they just don't add a lot of value to this toy. But here they are. You've gotten to see them. They exist, and we'll continue to show them a little bit. I want to turn down the brightness just a notch, because it seems like it was a little bit washed out there. So this Blitzwing, it does have an upgrade kit on him, and the reason is he has a terrible case of visible cockpit syndrome. Now, the nice thing is this upgrade kit comes off pretty easily. So let's just pull this off right here. And I'm going to switch my view. So you can see the tank mode here, and the tank mode, for the most part, looks really good. Like this is a nice tank mode. There is some hollowness. You can see, you know, hello, look, I can see you. Oh, hello, look, there's a big hole right here. But the holes are far less obvious than in Thrilling 30s. For the most part, it's a big, chunky tank, and it's got big thrusters in the back, which I do not mind. Actually, that's kind of badass. The idea of a jet-powered tank, okay, sure. I'm not going to complain about that. I'm going to take off the upgrade kit, though, and it just friction fits on. So here, we'll take that off, and then you've got Blitzwing head there. Now, that's not actually how it's supposed to be transformed when you don't have the upgrade kit. Here, let's open this up, and we'll open says me. There we go. Okay, so we'll open that up. We'll flip this around, close that down, and then close that. So this this is how it's supposed to be transformed. They have a cockpit. It doesn't tuck in. It doesn't fold. There's nothing to cover it. It's just there. It is just there. And it's just there. It's just there. You see, it's just, I mean, look, you can't unsee it. It's like he's really excited about seeing Night Raven walk by or something. It's so out there. It's so big. It's just there. You can't ignore it. And it doesn't look like anything other than a cockpit. It doesn't look like a gun. It just looks like a place where you put the least popular soldier in your platoon, because this is the part that's going to get shot off, or you're going to run it into something, or looks like this. I mean, it's so there, and so yeah, this is an upgrade kit. I forget the name of this upgrade kit. It's a rapid prototyped upgrade kit, and so here, let's go ahead and put the upgrade kit back on, because I just can't look at it this way. I can't do it. I'm sorry. So we're going to fold the cockpit in so that now we have a lot of visible head syndrome. But hey, visible head syndrome at least is even with the end of the tank. And then we've got this part that just fits right on over that. Yeah, right on there. And then these just fit, yeah, it just fits right in over his face, and it fills in the front surface of the tank mode right here, and so he looks like that. And that ain't bad. That is not bad at all. Like, that fixes a lot. And yeah, there's a little bit of hole here. You know, you can see, hello, look, I can see you on this side too. But I mean, it's still so much better. It's so much better. So yeah, you've got that. He comes with 2 guns, and I've got them plugged in on either side here. So that's cool. And then he's got his sword, which I have plugged in on the top. His gun elevates. Look at that. And the turret rotates. So once you get the upgrade kit, and you do want the upgrade kit, then his tank mode looks great. Like, I'm really digging this tank mode. I tried so hard to just deal with the cockpit, and I don't want to hate it, but now that I've got a solution, I'm going to tell you I hate it. I just like the cockpit is so bad. It's so bad. Why? I'm asking Hasbro, if you're there. I know we should do a call, but it's late. So Hasbro, why? Okay, I'm done. That's anyway. Let's put this on the other camera so that you can bask in the glory of the greatly improved tank mode, and I'll just rotate it around. Look at that! Look, it looks good, and yeah, the color matching on that upgrade kit really ain't bad. It's a little bit lighter, but it's pretty darn close. and it just does so much to improve the overall look. The tank itself really does look pretty decent. It really does. And something else that here, let me adjust that one. Yeah, that kind of goes in there. It doesn't want to stay. But something else that you can do. You can kind of open this little door, and you can flip the tank turret around, and then swivel that around, and there, now it's got a short barrel. Look at that. See? That's cool. That's cool. This is a cool toy. Notice there's also lots of 5mm ports, so you can put the guns there, you can put them on top. There's all sorts of things that you can do with this toy in tank mode. It's actually pretty freaking cool. So yeah, get that. You just get it. You want it. Just get it. Don't. If you have this toy, look up the upgrade kit, and order it. It'll make your life notably better. It'll make your friends like you more. It'll make you more attractive to members of the opposite sex, or whichever sex you want to attract. Whatever. So all right, let's turn him into a jet, and I'm going to start by taking the guns off, and I guess I already started. So there we have a base tank mode. We're going. So this is very cleverly designed, by the way. So you just kind of flex it up, and then this part just separates from that part, and this folds over that way, and this does a double fold. Look at that, just like that. Huh, that's cool. Did you like that? I liked it. So we're going to pull that out like this, and then we're going to pull the sides away like this, and then we're going to pull the treads. The treads are pegged in the back, so we're going to pull them apart like that and just pull them out to the sides. Getting him from his tank mode into his jet mode is actually far more involved than in most of the other versions of this character. We're going to pull this, so you got all the tank junk on here. And honestly, I kind of wish that this didn't have a metal pin in here. I kind of wish it was just a snap joint, because I would love to have the option to just kind of pull this off at times, but it doesn't pull off. At some point, maybe I'll modify mine and make it so that it kind of snaps off, but it doesn't right now. So you've got robot legs. You need to pull the robot legs out, and then this is kind of cool the way that they did this. You have the wings for the jet mode that pull out here, and then that folds up, and then this is going to come out like that, and then that is going to fold out like that. Huh? Like that's a lot of wing that they hid around there. Yeah, right? And then I'm going to show you again. So we have this leg here, and you see how it's just wrapped around, like the wing becomes the body of the leg, and that's cool. Like that's actually really neat that they did that. So we're going to take this wing, and we're going to pull it out around here and fold that up like that, and then fold this out like that, and then we've got this little thing right here, and it's just going to go like that. And now we can kind of collapse these back down and stick them back together like that. So you can already see that we've got pretty much the back half of a plane. We do have, or a jet. It's not a plane, it's a jet. There is one thing that I need to do here. Wait here. I have to get this tail up, and then put all that stuff back together. So there we go. All right. But you see how you have to really completely take apart the legs just to get to the wings. But once you get them out there, then there they are. And then we're going to open up this little chest door thing, and they've got a double-sided cockpit here. So, you know, you've got cockpit here, you've got cockpit there. There's a lot of cockpit. I'm probably just having fun saying cockpit over and over again. So we have that, and then this little panel opens, and you try to get your thumbnail in there to grab the end of that and get it to come out enough that you can pull it. But if not, use a spudger. Dawn got me spudgers for my birthday, and I have spudgers. So there we go. Thank you, Dawn, for spudgers. And so now we take these, and see, these are on these side panels that snap in. There we go. They snap in hard too, which is good. You know, they lock in nicely. This is going to go down, and I know it's hard to see because there's a lot of tank garbage here, but this is going to come down, and it's going to lock in on the underside here. And then we're going to do the same thing with this one. We're going to pull it out. There we go. And just, here, I'll show you here. This is going to go down, and it's going to lock in there. And there is a tab underneath there. There, yeah, okay. There we go. Try and keep everything kind of in line. And now you just have a whole bunch of, I mean, essentially, like, and see, this is where, if this just disconnected, you could make him into a regular Transformer that just has a jet mode and a robot mode. And because all the tank stuff is here, and none of the robot parts necessary are here. Like if you broke your toy and this part fell off into a fire, then you have a Decepticon named Wing. He's no longer Blitzwing, but he's Wing. He's its Wing. so you know, and this is actually a pretty decent looking jet. I mean, it's cool. I like the red cockpit. I think that looks cool, and I love the big thrusters. But you still have all of this garbage under here to deal with, and so we have to deal with it. So this is going to come down. Let's see here. You're going to take. So the turret of the tank is on this double jointed linkage piece right here. So we're going to snap it back and collapse it that way. We're going to take this piece, and it's also on a double jointed hinge piece, and we're going to snap it back and this way, and then this has a couple of little rectangular tabs here that are going to go into these rectangular slots, so those are going to plug in like that. And then we've got these things right here. Now, this is where I don't understand. I don't understand, and I'm probably going to try to fix this, but I don't think it's going to work as well as I'd like it to, because I don't think that the geometry quite works. They have these little wing things here. You see that? Those are not intended to be used in the jet mode. They're there so that he has some wing things on his shoulders. And for jet mode, like you can have them go out, but you see they're facing the wrong direction. Oh, Dudley wants to be on camera. Hey, buddy, do you want to say hi to the internet? Oh my gosh, what a cute kitty. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I hurt your arm? Sorry about that. I'll fix it. So there we go. Okay, there we go. Look at this. It's a Dudley. It's a Dudders. He's such a good Dudley. Oh my gosh, I love him. Hi there, Dudders. Mwah. The internet loves you. Did you know that the internet loves you? Yes, everybody loves you because you're so cute. Yeah, you're a cute cat. Do you want on my lap? There you go. You can be on my lap. And look, he's got a stubby tail, and he lets me have it. No, he doesn't. Yes, he does. No, he doesn't. Yes, he does. No, he doesn't. What a good cat. I love Dudley. Oh, and now he's laying down. Oh, he's so good. He's like, Daddy, stop talking to the camera. All right, so these things, they don't go the right way, and I want them to, but you're supposed to fold them in like this, and then these things are also on, you guessed it, a double jointed linkage. So here, I'm gonna actually wait here. I'm gonna pop the there. I'm gonna pull out the turret a little bit so that these fit in. So these go in like this, like that, and then like that, and then that folds down, and then you put that down like that, and then there is actually, we can let me get this out of the way a little bit. So there is a little landing gear thing there. I guess we'll have this face backwards, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what the best thing to do with the turret is. You can face it backwards, or I think that we can face it front ways. It's fine, because just don't fire the gun because you're going to shoot your landing gear, and then that pegs into that, and that. Okay, so yeah, you squish some stuff, and then you have a jet top that looks really good. And then you have just a crap ton of tank garbage folded up on the underside. And I understand that Blitzwing always had a certain amount of stuff. Like, he had that sort of double wing looking thing, because he had this going on. But see, these are missile launchers. Okay, and then there's this extra panel here. Okay, but that's not a lot of garbage. Here, let's just go ahead and turn him into a jet so that we all remember. Just because we want to remember. Let me. Oh, come on, boy, it's getting the sword out. Come on. There we go. Here, there we go. All right. And we'll just rotate that around, and we'll close those up, and rotate that around, and blammo. All right, so here we'll point the gun backwards. There we go. All right, so he has a little bit, and he has a turret under there. I understand there's a turret under there, and then there's this panel, but for the most part, this is still a really nice, cool looking little jet. This is a lot. I mean, I'm not an aeronautics expert, but I don't think that this will fly. There's a lot of crap under there. Like, there's a lot of crap under there. Now, wait a minute here. Let's not forget, these go on there too. I'm sorry, Internet. I'm sorry for what you're about to have to see. So you flip the feet down, and then you do, I don't know, you do this, and I guess you can kind of spread these out, and you do that, it does that. I don't know what they are. I don't know what these are. I don't know. I guess they're supposed to be like booster rockets or something. It really just looks like somebody going, I don't know what they are. And I'm pretty sure that these are the justification for adding an extra $10 on this toy. And I would have gladly paid $10 less. Hell, I probably would have paid $10 more not to have them. They're just, I paid extra to have these little pieces. I paid like 25 bucks to have these little pieces to cover up the head. Hey, Hasbro, how about instead of spending your money on these, just cover up the freaking nose cone on the front of the tank? Okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I lost control for just a moment there. Let's go ahead and add our weapons. We've got weapons. There, we can put weapons underneath there because there's not enough stuff underneath these wings. And there we go. Oh wait, here. There, we'll put there. It's like that. That's. And so now we've got some guns there, and if we so chose, we could have, we could put a sword underneath. Now he can't land with the sword under there, but you know what? It's fine. It's fine. You put the sword wherever you want. So that's his jet mode. Like I said, if we could just get rid of the tank garbage, this would be a really nice jet mode. But boy, the tank garbage underneath it's a lot. It is a lot. I don't hate it. Don't get me wrong. I don't hate this toy. In fact, I really like this toy. Let me just say that I actually really like this toy, and I think that's why some of the stuff, some of the decisions frustrate me so much, because it seems like there's so much good here and a lot of effort went into making a really great Blitzwing toy, and somewhere things didn't quite work. And so, yeah. So, all right. We need to turn him into a robot, and I probably need to go to bed. So let's go ahead. We're going to disengage the panel of tank garbage right here, like that, and we're going to open up this. And we're going to open up this little panel. We're doing a lot of opening panels. We're going to fold the nose cone inside there. We're going to pivot this down to show the head. Hello, head. There's a head. And then we're going to close that like that. We're going to rotate the head around to here because this is actually the front. And then we're going to take the legs and we're just going to bend them right here. We're going to bend them at these double jointed linkage things. Let me see. You can see those. They're going to go like that. And then you've got, so we're going to get the arms up out of the way. Everybody who has 3 modes, put your arms up. I already did that joke once. So here we go. We're going to fold down these little triangles. Triangles, fold down. We're going to snap these into position, and then we're going to do the splits a little bit and fold the leg or the wings around the legs in a very, very cool way. That is really awesome. We're going to fold this leg around here and just like that, and we're going to close that up, and it's going to be really, really awesome. We're going to take this thing and we're going to fold it back that way, and that's pretty awesome. We're going to fold that, and then we're going to open the thruster the rest of the way because he has feet. They are feet made out of thruster halves, and when they aren't being feet, they are very definitively thruster halves. And so, at this point, we can take these side panels and snap them up against the body, and we can take these guns off of the arms here for the moment. Okay, so here, this is pretty cool. This is pretty cool. We have these little panels here that rotate around, and then this is the arm. This panel is going to rotate like this. We're going to reveal the fist, which just flips out right there, and then this rotates around there and covers the gap. That's nice. Like, kudos to you, Hasbro. That's a nice little detail, and it just goes to show that they really were trying to make a very nice toy with this. All right, we're going to do it again. So we're going to rotate that panel around. We're going to flip this panel around. We're going to give him a little bit of a bend at the elbow. We're going to flip out the fist like that. We're going to rotate this in like that, and blam. And see, this is what I'm talking about when I say that at this point, look, he is a fully serviceable robot. Like, this is a complete robot mode. He doesn't really need any of this stuff to be more of a cool figure. Some of it does integrate, but so if you detached this, then he would be able to turn completely into a jet. He just wouldn't have a tank mode anymore. So, you know, now I will say that this feature right here is pretty cool. So you have this goes up like this, and then this whole thing goes over his head. So this is going to go flat against his back like that. And then you can kind of take this is on that double jointed linkage. You can put it back like that. And then you can take that over his head and snap that. And then that definitely adds an enhancement to his chest. It makes him look beefier, and, you know, it gives him a little bit more upper body, you know, he a little bit more Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson right there. But you know, that's, he didn't look naked without it. Oh, this is important. This is important. You take these wing things right here and you flip them out. Because those are important. Those needed to be there. I wish I could make this stuff up. So let's give him a sword, and we'll put guns on his arms. And we have that, and that is his robot mode. And I will say, the robot mode looks fantastic. He's posable. His head moves all around. The colors are nice. The paint details are nice. He's got fantastic articulation. His arms go up and down. His arms, they kind of, okay, admittedly, the shoulder apparatus kind of gets in the way of him being able to like go all the way around. But certainly it's posable enough for 99% of any of the poses that you would want to put him in anyway. He's got bicep rotation. He's got an elbow joint that goes about 90 degrees. He can swivel, he can pivot his wrist in a little bit due to transformation. He has waist rotation, huh? Yeah, waist rotation. His hips go out like this so that he can do the splits. He also can do the Ministry of Silly Walks. Wait here, let's do the Ministry of Silly Walks. So, you know, he's got these little panels here on the front that allow his legs to go like that and like that. So that's really good. He's got a little bit of bicep rotation. Not complete rotation, but a little bit. He's got a very serviceable knee, more than 90 degrees. And then he's got an ankle tilt right this way, but not forward and back. So, you know, very, very nice articulation. Sorry, there's a cat hair right there. I had to get it. And he looks really good. But wait, there's more. Is there? Is there? I'll show it to you. I'll show it. So if we rotate the fists upside down, there we go. Yeah, he has fist rotation. Did I mention fist rotation? I don't think I mentioned that. And then there's a peg inside here that you can peg these onto his arms. Maybe. There we go. And then there we go. Now he's got big hands. Look, he's got big hands. He can do big hands things. Here, let's put these on the shoulders. We'll give him some shoulders here, and give him a sword. Here, we'll give him. Oh wait, here. I think. Let's. How does that go? Does that go? Oh yeah, here. This can go like that. Like, is that? Oh no! Oh, it does this. This toy was like $10 or $15 more expensive because, okay, let's be honest. This toy was going to be at the Voyager price point no matter what. I think that the addition of these was somebody saying you need to add something in order to justify the Voyager price point. And they were like, dude, he's already big and he has 3 modes. And by the way, I designed this really clever way to hide the cockpit in the front of the tank. And they said, well, take that off and add these pieces because they're big and chunky. And the designer was like, no! I don't know. So that's Blitzwing. Here, I'm just taking down my divider thingy, and cause it's late and everybody wants to go home. So let's do that and focus the thing, and there he is. Look at him. And let me turn that up a little. You know, he needs a little bit more brightness. There we go. So his robot mode is fantastic. You know, these pieces, I can't leave these on here. Just get rid of those. All right, we don't need those. We don't need those. But, and then we'll give him like arm guns, because arm guns are cool. And we'll give him a sword, because bad guys with swords are cool. I mean, this is a nice toy. It's gorgeous. It's husky. It's got great articulation. The colors pop. And it is a fantastic interpretation of its Gen 1 predecessor. You know, it really is. It's... There. Okay, there we go. But it does kind of perplex me, because the geometry of getting from this shape into the tank shape into the robot shape is really not that complicated. And it seems like, and of course I haven't designed my own Blitzwing, so I don't know. You know, I'm probably not thinking about it nearly as hard as I would need to, because yeah, realistically, a design challenge like this, I mean, there's so many things that everything would interfere with everything else. So you know, giving the designers credit, triple changers are hard. Transformers are hard. So they're really playing on super double secret hard mode when they try to make a really, really good robot mode and a really good tank mode and a really good jet mode. And it's not the same as when you have a character that just has two, you know, they have a robot mode and an alt mode, and then there's some kind of third mode that is usually just a variation on the main alt mode. You know, a lot of characters have more than their robot mode and their primary alt mode, but the extra modes are usually just kind of improvisational. You know, they might have a few extra molded parts to get them to communicate what they're supposed to be, but they're really just two strong modes plus some. This one, they were really trying for 3 distinctly different modes, and I feel like they came close. It's not a perfect design, but it is a really impressive figure. And so yeah, Blitzwing, he's had a little bit of a rough legacy, and I think that's just because it's hard. It's hard to make a tank turn into a jet and a robot and have every version work well. So, but nonetheless, I guarantee this is not going to be the last Blitzwing that we ever see. He's pretty cool. I'm glad that I have him. I actually thought about not getting him when I saw the pictures and saw some of the reviews and saw just how bad the cockpit was, but especially since I've got this upgrade kit, I'm okay. The upgrade kit really saves him. I think that I probably will modify him so that I can jettison the tank garbage when he doesn't need his tank garbage. I think that's kind of a cool feature. I'm glad that they didn't make it so that you have to take off the tank garbage in order to transform him, because, you know, when you do that, that's kind of cheating. But as just sort of a free extra ability, I'm okay with it, especially since it still leaves him with 2 perfectly serviceable modes, a good solid robot mode and a good solid jet mode. So we'll see what happens, and if I make that change, then I will certainly post it. I'm kind of thinking about maybe trying to replace the pin with like a watch band pin, you know, that has little springy things. That could be cool. That could be cool. We'll see. We'll see what I do. I'll do something, and I'll let you know when I do. So that's it. That is my Blitzwing live stream. This has been a lot of fun, and thank you for bearing with me while I've been traveling all over the place and not being able to focus on you or your comments or even recording new videos. We will get caught up. It's been busy, and you know, I wish that I could have been born rich instead of so darn good looking, but here we are. So I guess I have to work for a living in between making amazing videos that go on way too long. Monica's back there going... So, all right, we are a small channel trying to get bigger. So if you would please, if you have not already, please give this video a thumbs up. We really appreciate that. If you have not subscribed already, then please subscribe and click the notification bell so that you know when we're doing more live streams like this one, which are typically every Friday night at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern United States time, as well as our short circuits reviews, which are single topic videos, shorter format for your viewing pleasure, and our peeks and pokes videos, which are super short, quick peeks at characters, and then we poke at them. So yeah, also we are up to 703 subscribers. Thank you so much, everyone, for getting us up to over 700. We only need 297 to hopefully qualify for monetization, which would be really nice. I would like to see that happen. So let's, with all of that being said, yes, I love you. I love you. Also, reminder to our patrons: no Patreon this month because we turned it off so that you can buy people presents instead of paying us stuff. So, with that being said, let's bring Unicron out here for a special thank you for our patrons.
Thank you, patrons, our ultimate retro heroes. Thank you, Fetchbeer, Robus, Matt White, Starhound, Setsune Wave, Dawn, Hope and Michael D, and Colleen. Thank you. Now I am going to eat 3 of something. I had something for this. Oh gosh. It was gonna be some kind of 3 pun, like 3 desserts, or I don't know, 3 hams. I really want to eat 3 hams. I don't know. I gotta go.
Well, okay. Thank you for that interesting thanks, Unicron. Next week, we are traveling back in time to celebrate another retro Christmas. This year, it is going to be a look at some of the most sought-after toys of Christmas 1993. Join us next week. And with that being said, a toast to everyone in the chat. So a toast to Rob, Don, Daniel Evans, Colleen, Nathan, Connie, Lyric, and Cadence, Angry Vikings, Osaka Jack, Hope, Grayscale, Perry Viking, happy birthday to Joy, Christopher Remley, and Setsune! Welcome, Setsune! And good night, Setsune! Oh, did I offend you? Dudley doesn't want to be on my lap anymore. There he goes. Bye, Dudley. All right, so this is Clay and Retrobot. How you doing, buddy? You ready to pack it in? Yeah, he's definitely ready to pack it in. Are you ready to pack it in? You're definitely ready to pack it in. I'm ready to pack it in. This is Clay and Retrobot and Blitzwing telling you to keep it Retrobot! Yeah! We did it! We did Blitzwing! Like lots of Blitzwings! We did 3 hours of Blitzwings! I guess I should have done maybe 2 hours of Blitzwings. They have 3 modes. There's 3 modes for each of them. Probably shouldn't have done that one that we didn't have, but you know, I did it. Was I supposed to do something else? Like, oh gosh, you know, there's the lights. I guess I could turn those off. I could probably put on the camera cap, and oh yeah, I'm gonna need to turn off the TVs back here. And what else? Seems like I need to turn off